Armenia became a member of the Council of Europe in 2001. Since then, it has ratified several Council of Europe conventions, become a member of Council of Europe monitoring bodies, and benefited from a number of cooperation programs.
The Council of Europe has been for years supporting its member states in implementing European human rights standards at national level. Since its accession to the Council of Europe, Armenia has promoted a number of reforms to align its judicial system with the European human rights standards.
The main objective of the cooperation activities has been to support the country in fulfilling its statutory obligations as a Council of Europe member state, as well as the specific commitments freely undertaken to improve democracy, human rights, and the rule of law in the country. To support the country in its continued efforts to meet these obligations, Council of Europe action plans were designed.
These Council of Europe projects are important and have a real impact over time because it's the principles of human rights that need to be explored, but they need to be explored and implemented by local judges, local people, local lawyers, because that's the way to protect human rights across Europe.
The project on strengthening the application of the European Convention on Human Rights and the case law of the European Court of Human Rights in Armenia, launched in 2013 during the Armenian chairmanship of the Council of Europe's Committee of Ministers, falls within the framework of the action plan for 2012-2014. The Armenian authorities have indeed clearly expressed their willingness to take this opportunity to make further progress, in particular with regard to the implementation of European human rights standards at the national level.
The lack of consistency in their interpretation and application represented a risk for the legal protection of citizens by not ensuring universal equality before the law. This resulted from both institutional weaknesses and lack of knowledge and skills in European human rights standards. Therefore, it was crucial to strengthen the capacity of the Court of Cassation, of the Justice Academy, as well as the Department of the Ministry of Justice for the relations with the European Court of Human Rights, which was actually the main objective of the project.
The project's key objectives are to strengthen the capacity of the Court of Cassation to ensure a uniform application of European human rights standards at the national level, to enhance the training capacity of the Justice Academy, as well as the knowledge and skills of judges, prosecutors, and judicial servants, to apply European human rights standards in their daily work, and to strengthen the capacity of the Ministry of Justice, in particular its Department for Relations with the European Court of Human Rights at the national level. Though the institutional framework was continuously being developed, and while the general attitude towards the ECHR was rather positive, much remained to be done to ensure that European human rights standards are rooted into the Armenian legal thinking and jurisprudence.
Il est important que l'Arménie ait une connaissance de la jurisprudence de la Cour. Le Bureau va permettre de définir les arrêts qui ont une importance pour l'Arménie, de les mettre en avant et ainsi de diffuser la jurisprudence dans une langue qui est compréhensible des juridictions nationales, c'est-à-dire dans la langue du pays, afin que ces dernières puissent appliquer la jurisprudence de la Cour et que le principe de subsidiarité soit respecté.
Je suis très content que l'Arménie ait mis en place une structure, un bureau tel que celui que je dirige à la Cour de cassation française. C'est très important parce que ce bureau va permettre d'approfondir la connaissance de la Convention européenne des droits de l'homme et la jurisprudence de la Cour.
For this reason, support was provided to the Court of Cassation to foster and facilitate the institutional capacity of the judiciary. To identify the obstacles to the uniform application of European human rights standards in Armenia, a needs assessment mission was carried out aimed at preparing a report with recommendations on how to improve the situation.
Everyone agreed that that unit should be within the judiciary, because that unit should serve the judiciary, and the unit should examine, survey, and interpret and provide the judiciary with advisory about specific aspects of European Court case law. And that's what the judges, and especially judges of the Supreme Court, meaning the Court of Cassation, need, because Court of Cassation is the court which is a policy maker. And if someone needs an advisory about the European Court case law, first of all, it's the Court of Cassation.
A working group was set up to discuss and agree on the establishment of a unit on human rights promotion in the judiciary, to code the decisions of the Court of Cassation, and develop the DataLex online database.
Այս ծրագրի բաղադրիչներից մեկը հանդիսացել է Data-Lex իրավական տեղեկատվական համակարգի որոնողական կարողությունների բարելավումը։ Նպատակը եղել է այն, որպեսզի ստեղծվի արդյունավետ գործող գործիք իրավակիրառողի համար, որպեսզի իրավակիրառողը կարողանա շատ հեշտ գտնել վճռաբեկ դատարանի նախադեպային որոշումները։ Մենք որոշակի խնդիրներ ունենք Data-Lex-ի կիրառման հետ, տեխնիկական որոշակի անհստակություններ կային, որոնք այս ծրագրի շրջանակներում հնարավորություն ունեցան ուղղելու։ Այսօր այդ համակարգն ավելի արդյունավետ է գործում եւ որոնման չափանիշները համապատասխանում են վճռաբեկ դատարանի որոշումների ժողովածուներում ամրագրված չափանիշներին։
These were the key activities of the first component that were successfully accomplished.
The system is satisfied the expectation, but is above the expectation. So it is very important to say that the system is designed to be future-proof. So any new additions, so for example, audio or video hearings or some other advanced capability system can be added seamlessly in the future.
Several seminars and workshops were held to help the judges and judicial servants of the Court of Cassation and the Unit on Human Rights Promotion to better understand and enforce the European human rights standards in their daily work. During a study visit to Paris and Strasbourg, the representatives of the judiciary learned about the specificities of the appeal procedure in France and got acquainted with the functioning of the European Court of Human Rights and other Council of Europe monitoring bodies.
Academy of Justice is a new institution in Armenia. It was established in 2013 according to law. We were able to create 4 course packages for courses related to European Court of Human Rights jurisprudence. It's also important that one of components of the program was distance learning component.
As an institution established in 2013, the Justice Academy needed support to promote the initial and continuous judicial education in the Academy by providing specialized trainings on human rights courses for judges, prosecutors, and judicial servants to correctly apply the European human rights standards in their daily work. As a result, a detailed review of the current gaps in the training program for judges, prosecutors, and judicial servants in areas related to the protection and promotion of human rights was conducted by a team of experts. A working group was set up to discuss the recommendations and develop an action plan to strengthen the training capacity of the Justice Academy. The developed training materials were tested via several cascade seminars and were printed for the students of the Justice Academy.
Արդարության ակադեմիան իր հիմնադրման առաջին իսկ ամիսներից սերտորեն սկսեց համագործակցել Եվրոպայի խորհրդի գրասենյակի հետ, վստահորեն պնդել, որ այդ համագործակցությունը բավականին արդյունավետ էր։ Այս ընթացքում ծրագրի շրջանակներում կազմակերպվեցին տասնյակից ավել աշխատաժողովներ, սեմինարներ, որոնց հիմնական նպատակը մի այդ նախադեպային իրավունքի վերաբերյալ իրանքի ոլորտի մասնագետների իրազեկվածության բարձրացումներ, հիմնականում խոսքը գնում է դատավորների, դատախազների եւ դատական ծառայողների մասին.
With the support of the project, a pool of experts was created and trained at the training of trainers to ensure the sustainability of the developed materials. 3 handbooks on Articles 6, 8, and 9 were translated into Armenian and published in 3,000 copies. The capacity development activities were carried out in close cooperation with the European Programme for Human Rights Education for Legal Professionals, HELP, which is the platform gathering all capacity development resources for legal professionals of the Council of Europe.
The HELP program is designed mainly for legal professionals, for helping them to understand the European Convention of Human Rights more effectively. It's an online platform tool created by Council of Europe for spreading knowledge about ECHR and the Convention. Since we did the first step, let's say, the introduction of the first course, Introduction to European Convention on Human Rights, and adaptation of that course for Armenia, now we can move forward to adopting new courses for Armenia. In the future, it may be useful to focus on this kind of specialized courses and to adapt them for Armenian legal professionals, as we did for the introductory course.
The Department of the Ministry of Justice for Relations with the European Court of Human Rights supports the work of the Armenian government agent before the European Court, involving elaboration, presentation, and protection of the Armenian government's position on the complaints based on the European Convention and its additional protocols. It drafts the official position of the government and conducts negotiations with the applicants and competent authorities to reach friendly settlement by means of a conciliation agreement, as well as plays an important role in the execution of European Court of Human Rights judgments in Armenia.
We submitted a request to the Council of Europe, and we are very thankful to our colleagues and partners. They reflected to the request, and according to the new developments, we already had the project. And within the project we had the opportunity to conduct trainings, very important discussions, and we also had a study tour to the Council of Europe, to the hearings of the European Court of Human Rights. This gave excellent opportunities for our staff members to gain knowledge about the very recent developments of the European Court of Human Rights related policy and the standards.
To strengthen the capacity of this department, several workshops and seminars were organized to exchange best practices with counterparts in other Council of Europe member states.
I had the opportunity to cooperate with this project in 3 of the training seminars that have taken place, and I found this experience to be extremely interesting. I've found people who are very interested in receiving information about what the Strasbourg court says in relation to several human rights and how the judgments of the court are implemented in other jurisdictions. I think it's very important to have this exchange of information, and that legal practitioners here in Armenia have the opportunity to have direct contact with colleagues from other European countries.
I should say that we really appreciate and value the cooperation with the Council of Europe, and this project supported by the Danish government was of huge importance to us, because not only that we had this forum of discussions when we tried to discuss challenges before the European Court of Human Rights, but also to understand the key aspects of particular areas we deal in our everyday work.
Participated in a number of workshops organized within this project, and it was very informative and very qualitative project.
During these workshops organized by the Council of Europe, we managed to discuss very difficult and different issues concerning with articles of the ECHR, for example, Article 3, 5, 6, and some other institutes, friendly settlement, and so on, which are really very important in this part for Armenia. The very important part for me was that invited international expert managed to discuss with us the recent developments of the case law of the ECHR.
This brought together the efforts and expertise of different member states and helped foster the application of European human rights standards in Armenia.
We hope that collaboration with Council of Europe programs will be continuous, and we hope that we will have opportunity to have other programs which can assist us with our task.
We look forward to some other opportunities with our Council of Europe partners.
So, as the head of the Council of Europe office here in Armenia, I would like to stress the importance of the project that is being completed currently, and first and foremost to express our gratitude to the Armenian authorities for their commitment, for their interest, and for the concrete results that we could achieve within this project, thanks to their deep involvement in that. Our gratitude goes also towards the Danish Ministry of Foreign Affairs to make this project happen.